Hello everybody and welcome back to the United Stand. As you can see by the thumbnail and the image behind me, today we're talking about Jadon Sancho, and we're going to be talking about Jadon Sancho as a number 10. A lot of you guys at home have really wanted this to happen. Seems like Erik ten Hag's been listening, because in his first game back against Forest he did come on and play that number 10 role, and a lot of us were really impressed with how he did play it, and he's got the attributes to play that number 10 role. And I'm going to take you through a few things of why that's going to help the team massively, but also why it's a good move for Jadon Sancho and why Erik ten Hag is such a good manager for realising this within Jadon Sancho, as well as a lot of other players, and how it helps a squad with that versatility and what that can bring to Man United, and how it can help us win trophies in the future and win games this season. But it's great to have Jadon Sancho back. So first of all, I'm going to speak about the versatility this brings. Jadon Sancho being able to play at number 10. For one, it gives Bruno a rest, because Bruno is the only capable number 10 in our squad right now. For two, it gives Marcus Rashford opportunity to play through the middle, as then Sancho can fill in on the left-hand side. And three, he can operate as a right winger as well. We've seen that multiple times before. So that's three positions where it can really help us out. And versatility for Erik ten Hag is clearly very key in his squad, because we've seen how he's changed a couple of players' positions a few times so far this season anyway. And I know a lot of you will be thinking, the same way I am, Bruno is such a good number 10, why do we need Sancho to play that role? Bruno is the number 10 at Manchester United, and he's been amazing for seasons now, and he is a brilliant number 10. But Sancho can offer something a little bit different. He can also give Bruno a different role in the squad as well. They can play together. Bruno can sit on the bench potentially if he needs a rest, because this guy cannot play every single minute of every single game this season. And the difference in Sancho and Bruno for me is Bruno's obviously a lot more physical. Physically, he can do more. He gets around the pitch more. He's more defensive than what Sancho would be. But Sancho is a lot more silky. He has silky, quick feet where he can kind of glide through players a little bit better. He's better in tight spaces than Bruno is, and he's just a little bit more of a technically astute number 10 than what Bruno can be. But it also offers Bruno to be able to go out onto the right-hand side. When we've seen Ten Hag operate Bruno quite a lot throughout this season so far, some people have questioned it, but Bruno on the right-hand side has worked very, very well. And again, when we saw it in the Forest game, Sancho and Bruno were actually able to link up and confuse the defenders as well, where each of them was going to be. And Bruno can use his right foot to get crosses in on the right-hand side, and Sancho can be more that technical player that's gliding in and out of positions in the middle. So they can play together, but they can also have breaks as well. So I think it's really important that you have players that offer different types of dynamics, and that's exactly what Bruno and Sancho would do. But also on that as well, Erik ten Hag was mentioning in yesterday's game that he wanted to see the relationship between Sancho and Martial, and that has been a key thing for Erik ten Hag at a different club as well, because at Ajax, as you will see on the image behind me here, Donny van de Beek was crucial for Erik ten Hag. He might not be crucial now in this squad at Manchester United, but the role that Donny van de Beek played was crucial for Erik ten Hag, especially in the Champions League. Donny van de Beek kind of played as a second striker, number 10, off Tadic at times, and it worked really, really well. And the key words that I would bring into this is Erik ten Hag said last night, when he was asked about Sancho playing as a number 10, he wanted to see the relationship between Martial and Jadon Sancho. And what I would say about this is Jadon Sancho is very good in tight areas. He's very good in tight spaces. He's very good at finding players when it seems like there's no gaps. He makes intelligent runs. He's technically good on the football. He's a quick thinker. He passes it quickly. Loads of people were saying when Erik ten Hag was announced as manager that Erik ten Hag and Jadon Sancho were going to really gel, because he can play that Ajax type quick football. He's very good with his first touch. Everything bounces off him. He's quick. He moves through tight spaces really, really well. And that's exactly what Donny van de Beek did at Ajax as well. He found those spaces against low blocks that sometimes we struggle to find. It wasn't always the Hollywood ball. It was breaking the lines and breaking the defence, breaking that back four that we struggle to get through so often. So I think Donny van de Beek and Jadon Sancho, although they're much different types of players, they also have the same kind of feeling around them, where Erik ten Hag will like the way that he can get through these small gaps with players, and they can break through defences, and against a low block it just adds a different dynamic to our team. Donny van de Beek with Tadic, they love the give and goes. The way that was them short, quick little passes in and out between the lines, getting through defenders. Sancho could do that as well. linking up with Rashford. We know he's got a good relationship with Rashford. Linking up with Martial, his relationship with Martial is brilliant. And then also bringing Bruno in if he's playing on the right, or Anthony. I think Sancho could kind of be the little nucleus. It's the start of that, which I'm excited to see. And again, Tadic was great at hold-up play. He also could move to the left or the right to allow Donny van de Beek to come centrally. Martial is perfect at that as well. He's key to be able to do that. So I think that kind of relationship could be quite similar, and we've seen Erik ten Hag do this a couple times before. And then looking at Sancho's kind of what he brings to the table as well, and what he can do with his playmaking. He's intelligent, we spoke about that a lot. He also is really good at the ball at his feet and kind of gliding past players, which is perfect for number 10. His passing's great. He does tend to be maybe not the quickest winger in the world, which is why maybe Erik ten Hag wants to bring him into that number 10 role. He also has the tendency when he's on the wing to kind of cut inside and move inside to get onto the ball a little bit more. He's very intelligent when he's kind of assessing the play around him. So these are great strengths that he can bring to that number 10 role and kind of really make it his own in a different way that Bruno can. I'm not saying Sancho's going to come in and take that number 10 role, because that's not going to happen. But if we're playing against a low block and you need to unlock defences, or there's a certain type of game where Sancho could be more suited to that 10 and Bruno could be more suited on the right, it's brilliant to be able to have them options, and that's what Erik ten Hag's building. But again, if you look at the stats that I have behind me here, his passing is great, which is really important if you want to be a good number 10. Accurate passes, 84.4%. Forward passes per 97, so he likes to find them forward passes, which is important. We know Erik ten Hag wants to play forward. And lateral passes per 90 as well is 9, so he's also playing them passes that are cutting in, they're getting players involved, and I think that's really, really important. He can move around the pitch and play different roles. He can play on the left-hand side, he can glide over to the left and help with Rashford. He can play centrally, he can help with Martial. He can go to the right, he can help with whoever's playing on the right. We have abundance of players that can play there. Bruno, Anthony, Pellistri, they've all got different kind of dynamics, but Sancho really could be a key player. And a lot of people say, what's Erik ten Hag been doing over these last few months with Sancho? He's been creating a player that can play a different position, and I think it's really important. And when you look at Erik ten Hag and what he's done with his team so far and what he sees in this team and how he likes his players to play, Erik ten Hag has changed a lot of people's positions. We've Luke Shaw playing at centre-back, we've had Casemiro playing at centre-back, we've had Rashford playing all across the front three. We've had now Jadon Sancho playing that number 10 role. Erik ten Hag clearly likes the fact that these players can play different roles, and it's really important if you're wanting to get through the season. I mean, we've just signed Sabitzer, and Sabitzer can play CDM, he can play centrally, he can also play cam. So for Erik ten Hag, when he's looking at players for his future and for his squad, he wants players that are adaptable and are versatile. And I know Adam likes to say he likes a player to be very, very good at their one position. He doesn't want someone that can do everything. He wants someone to be a master of their position. But for Erik ten Hag, it's important to have players that can fill in and adapt. He's been trialing Lindelof at CDM as well, he's been speaking about. So you could list what he's done in this short period of 6 months, but I think Jadon Sancho at a 10 is something that we've been really looking forward to seeing, and I think it's something that could be very, very successful. In the Premier League, usually you do have to be physical, but you look at Odegaard, he's nowhere near as physical as Bruno, and his passing, his kind of close control is worked wonders for Arsenal this season because he's got physical midfielders behind him that can do that work, and we have that with Casemiro and Sabitzer, and Bruno as well, if he's playing on the right, can come back and help out too. But get in the comments down below your thoughts on this. Do you think Jadon Sancho will be a good number 10 for Manchester United? Do you like the way Erik ten Hag is working and moulding this squad and making versatile players that can play in different positions? I'm loving just seeing Erik ten Hag at work, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, Sancho playing that number 10 role is something that's been a long awaited, and it's exciting to see it coming to fruition and see how far Erik ten Hag does take this. It could definitely help us out looking at different types of games in the future. But get in your comments down below whether you want Jadon Sancho to be playing number 10, whether you think he suits this role, and what do you think about what we said about Donny van de Beek in that similar position as well, because it could really help United out this season. But thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, everyone.